It is awesome to have you here after living with this setup day in and day out. I can tell you how it truly feels when sound finally matches what you see on screen. LG S95TR. This is for someone who hears when audio feels flat, lifeless, or like it is missing something deep, as someone who refuses to settle for thin TV speakers and knows there is a world of immersive sound waiting on the other side of hesitation. Before anything else, check the current price and stock of systems. This complete don't stay at the same number for long, and waiting usually turns into regret later. You know that moment when you press play and think, this should sound better, deeper, more real than what I am getting right now. That is the signal your current setup isn't keeping pace with your expectations. The first time you fire up this soundbar system, that feeling of audio compromise just melts away. Instead of sound that lives behind the image, you get sound that happens around you. It doesn't just play, it performs. In everyday use, this system changes how you experience every piece of media. Explosions don't just hit, they rumble with presence. Dialogue stays anchored and natural even in the thick of action. In games, spatial cues feel positioned. You know exactly where sound is coming from without guessing. Music opens up with depth and clarity you didn't know was missing. That is not just louder audio, that is environmental immersion. And it is not about specs on paper, it is about emotion. Once you feel the depth from the wireless subwoofer, the height from those Dolby Atmos channels, and how rear surrounds make audio wrap around you, going back to weak or flat sound feels like stepping backward into disappointment you once tolerated. You start expecting presence, dynamic impact, and detail, not just volume. If you're rethinking about waiting for some price shift or stock dip, let me be honest, that indecision almost always becomes regret. Availability changes fast, and the moments when you truly want a system this capable are the ones you don't want to let slip by. Maybe you're wondering if all those channels and speakers are overkill. What surprised me most is how natural it feels. It doesn't overwhelm, it completes. The audio feels balanced, intentional, and expansive without forcing itself into the room. It feels right. You notice subtle textures in music, directional cues in movies, and every shift in sound feels purposeful. Owning this feels different. There is a moment the first time you hit play where everything clicks, like the room suddenly learned how audio was meant to behave. That quiet satisfaction, that sense of pride in making a choice that genuinely elevates your space, you feel it every time you turn it on. Sound becomes alive and enveloping. Movies feel cinematic and deep. Games deliver directional precision. Music plays with clarity and weight. Every session feels intentional, takes room, space, and placement thought, not a tiny plug and play stick. At some point you stop looping through weaker options and start listening to what your ears have been asking for all along. Every time you consider something flatter, you come right back here because deep down you already know the difference genuine immersion makes. Check the price and availability now. Decide with confidence, and don't let this upgrade become something you wish you'd done sooner. Make the move and hear your entertainment the way it deserves to be experienced.